You know, it's funny, I was saying earlier, you know, I kind of stand here and say to myself, people have said congratulations. I don't know if it's congratulations and in some sense condolences at times. But it's a job and it's a board that I work with that I enjoy and I love. And I want to thank Patty and I want to thank Joe for their comments. 4 years ago, I stood before many of you with Trustee Steve McGiff, Jack Krieger, and Joe Dean, who had run at that time, and also Patty Seal. Where are you, Patty? Our village clerk. Just up the block at the Four Corners. And at that point, I made a commitment, not a political pledge, but a commitment to move this village forward. As Joe said, our campaign slogan at that time was, "It's about leadership, it's about time." Well, these last 4 years have been a whirlwind. The challenges were great. The village was overrun by illegal and overcrowded housing. We had the Smithport, the White House, and the Halcyon Manor. Major boarding houses with over 150 people that range from alcoholics to pedophiles, right down by our water, right on down the block from where we stand right now. We had a $7 million theater that had become, with the prior administration, it was used as a political pawn, and actually has been, at one point, the former mayor proposed to close it. Our failed downtown was blanketed by vacant stores and people just wandering. We're seeing the flight of our kids, my kids, from the village, out of the village, because old housing, it wasn't a place for the youth to stay and to be. The riverfront plan was stuck in the muck of the river. The river that hadn't been dredged for 40 years. Roads in this village, some hadn't been paved in 25 years, and some still have to be done. And the building that we stood in front of was vacant and blighted. Having grown up in this village and knowing the strengths of the commitment of those who stood before me, Mayors Wallbauer, Mayor Lectrecker, former Mayor Steve Keegan that stands before me, they believe that you have to make things happen. Finished a book recently called From Good to Great, which is how good businesses become great businesses. The premise behind that is that they define leadership is not knowing what has to get done, but truly knowing who to put on the bus with you to get things done. The Patchogue First Village Board that stands behind me, comprised of Deputy Mayor McGiff, Trustees Devlin, Krieger, Green, Dean, and Hilton, comprise one of the finest boards on Long Island. I wouldn't trade any of them for anybody, whether it be the county legislature, whether it be a school board, or whether it be another village board. They are smart, they are talented, they are committed to the community. And I'm the lucky one. I get to drive that bus that these people are on. And as a team, we attack the challenges that I outlined. It is about saving our community for the next generation and the generations to follow. We closed overcrowded houses. We got rid of those 3 major boarding houses. We made the theater the anchor to our downtown. We brought in new restaurants and shops and worked with the county and state to build one of the first workforce housing developments in the county. The one we stand for, as Joe indicated, Copper Beach. And Mike Kelly, where are you, from Pulte Homes? And that's what I say, it's putting the right people on a bus. The Mike Kellys, Congressman Bishop, who gave us money for the roads. He was on the bus with us, and he's given us a better part of $4 million for some of the road improvements you see, and the ones that you'll see as we go down the road. Steve Levy, our county executive, committed $3.2 million to this project alone. Got on the bus with us and helped us. Our county legislators and our assembly people all supported us with funding to get things done. It is about putting the right people in the right places. But those are the things we did yesterday. I don't think anybody here is concerned about what we did yesterday. It's here, you can look at it, you can feel it. What you want to know is about what are we going to do tomorrow and the tomorrows to follow. Bay Village down the end of the block down here, which took up 2 of those boarding houses, the Riverview development on River Avenue, the Waverly Avenue development that's being put in place will all fill, and they'll all bring an energy and vitality to our downtown. Some of you know the YMCA is planning a 50,000 square foot building next to the Briarcliff College, between them and the cemetery. They're going to have an indoor track, they're going to have a pool, they're going to have places to work out, they're going to have youth programs. Art Space is going to provide affordable housing for artists. But more importantly, it's going to have studios and galleries for them to work in. It's going to put that connector between our $7 million theater and the arts community. We'll have a fine arts, and we'll have the performing arts. We're going to rebuild the sewer plant. Many of you, I say the sewer plant, you say, okay, what does it mean? It means the kinds of things that you see happening around us. These developments and these things don't happen without that infrastructure. But, as the building we stood before 4 years ago still stands, that's the elephant in the room. That's the thing that will move this village in a whole nother direction. The Furman building, the El Sweezy building, is now owned by Tritech from East-Setauket. They are proposing a mixed-use block, and they're looking to acquire the other buildings on that block. And it will contain a hotel. It'll have retail. It'll have office space. It'll have some residential. It's a dynamic, it's bold, and it's an exciting project. It is something that, as we look forward into the future, it really will be where the future of Patchogue is. Long Island Business News just said recently, our greatest success is the revitalization of the village, which is turning into a haven for young islanders. In other words, keeping our youth, keeping the young people here in this community. But as I said earlier, it is who you put on the bus with you that makes it happen. I need your support for my re-election as mayor, but as importantly, and more importantly, I need your support for the re-election of Deputy Mayor Steve McGiff, Trustee Lori Devlin, and Trustee Jack Krieger. I need them. The community needs them to move things forward. It is not just about leadership. It's about progressive leadership. Leadership by this village board to bring us into the future. And I thank you very much for the support. I thank you for being here today. And what I'd like to do is introduce Deputy Mayor Steve McGiff. Steve provides the guidance and a tough common sense approach to the challenges facing the housing department and has worked diligently with code enforcement to make this a safer place. Steve?